Hello, and what is going on, you guys? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. It's time to get ready to go round 3 for test season 2 in the 2022 exhibition series of the Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup on GT7. Here we are right now. We are racing at Autodromó de Interlagos for only 19 laps to be in the Gr.3 class, to have 16 participants of GT players to be on a formation start type, along with 3 tire choice between the hard, medium, and soft racing compound tires will be ready to go. Last race from Kyoto Driving Park Yamagita for the Gr.4 class, it's all about master every corners, including 2 chicanes and hairpins will be part of it to have a good exact driving line technique. But also to have a reminder notice, since my absence from round 2 of the Nations Cup to be on the same class, will be at Sardinia Road Track A, is doing some good time out there from yesterday. So I'm about to get ready to go and participate quickly because of the BOP regulations. We'll be setting up automatically to be on the power and weight. So this will might have to do some qualified practice before we will join in session to be in the lobby. If you're new to my YouTube channel, go and click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Feel free to enjoy it anytime you want for the entertainment. Now it's time to get ready to start the race, and let's begin. It's a bright and sunny day at Interlagos, folks, so we got some good 16 participants are now joining session to be on the lobby. Alright, looks like that should be quite good now. So it's going to be a full party Group 3 race to take on 19 laps around in the Brazilian race circuit. In about 12 seconds left before the race begins, so make sure do the best you can and do some tire selection by the choice before we can take the first leg. Here we go, let's do this. It's round 3 for test season 2 of the 2022 exhibition series of the Manufacturers Cup on GT7. So we got some good Group 3 drivers are now joined in to be on the 16 participants. Here's Bernas in first place, Tito Gattilio 14 in second place. Here's myself in third place with the UDRS Insportec of the Corvette C7 Group 3, Sakura Kumichiro in the Mercedes AMG in fourth place, Stroba in fifth place. And here's S.C. Kelly in 6th place in the Chevy Corvette, GM Speed in 7th place for the Mazda RX Vision GT3 Concept, Rodrigo Aclases is now entered 8th place, and here's Big Wag Biggin in 9th place. ESS 72 is here in 10th place. Next up is La Pointe in the RX Vision GT3 Concept, Dr. Kage in 12th place, 13th place PRT_champ. 14th place driver is Matt Max by choosing the standard RX Vision GT3 concept, and here's Kay Erickson in 15th place, and Silver 9870 takes on in the number 16 last position. Alright, let's cue the rolling start and a good cutscene because I am so hyped up and get ready to go to enter in the number 3 spot, folks. But it's going to be very hard to handle because many GT players are really pumped up and get started out to be on turn number 1 and 2 at the Senate S before we will go down the hill before after the straightaway is going to be a very good top 3 position battle before the first lap is about to go on. Alright, 3 seconds and let's do this for the second time to have a good Group 3 race onto the Manufacturers Cup in round 3. So gonna have to go right in onto turn number 1, drive correctly without enter the red line on the brake. Stay at it. Tito Gallo 14 in the Toyota Supra GT500 in the Castro Thomp's livery is doing a successful straightaway after turn 3 at the Curva do Sol. Now comes in on to turn number 4 to be entered by the blind corner at the Descua do Lago is now entered onto turn 5 as well. UDRS Insportec is stepped right in to catch up to the Toyota Supra, and we have Sakura Kumichiro in the AMG Mercedes GT3 is now coming in to be on the outside before Insportec is pushing away to be entered onto the first hairpin. Number 1 hairpin is clear now for hairpin number 2. Stay on track, Insportec. You'll be able to beat the Toyota Supra in about 1.5 seconds at any time. Keep coming at it. Hairpin number 3 is very tough to handle. Good job. Now this will have to do some good perfection on the straightaway to be on turn 12. Gonna have to go right over onto turn 13 before we could probably have to pass by in the penalty line to give a good new location spot. There it is right now. No longer to be on the forward ahead. It's going to be going much behind after lap number 1 before entered onto lap number 2. Team BMW takes the lead onto the fastest lap in 1 minute and 34.830 seconds to be a good successful run. And hold on, looks like that might be having a contact. Sakura Kamichiro 2 accidentally hit UDRS Insportec by having a mistake to be entered onto the Senna S. But no hard feelings. Sakura Kamichiro 2 could probably might have some one important advice for Insportec. Just gonna have to give some extra space next time. Correction has been barely made a point given. Looks like Team Mercedes is slowing down while UDRS Insportec is doing the right thing. That's the ticket. Stay right back on the third place to be on the soft racing compound tires to be on the first leg. Better make sure that the pit strategy is also to be well introduced to be on round 3 in test season 2. After hairpin number 1, now comes in again on hairpin number 2. Insportec and the Team Chevy Corvette is doing a great job out there to be well achieved on Interlagos to master every corners to do some practice with circuit experience. But still gonna get much further out there for only 4.7 seconds up ahead on Tito Gattilio 14 in the Toyota Castro Tom Supra is currently in the number 2 spot. Along with Bernas in the BMW C4 GT3 is still in the lead and reached up by the update in 1 minute and 32.280 seconds before entered lap number 3. There's UDRS Insportec again, coming down onto turn 1 to press on to be at the Senna S to see how the technique corners is doing some good proud tradition to be well represent to have an American GT racer can actually take on with a Brazilian racing circuit. That would be a very good run to see how faster for only Team Chevy can probably have to do some effort steps to be well achieved. Past turn 4 and 5, keep it up. Short straightaway before entered on to turn 6 and 7. Passed by the red zone before entered on the inside. Successful and brilliant. And heads up for SC Kelly in 4th place after overtake Sakura Kamichiro _2 in the AMG Mercedes GT3. And we have another Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 with a different livery before taking on with UDRS Insportec for the battle for 3rd place. Let's try to see how 2 Corvette C7 Group 3 cars can actually to be drive respectively to have the same brand to be featured in the Manufacturers Cup. But not to mention, because Sakura Kamichiro _2 is still coming in to be on the number 5 spot to catch up on one of the Chevy Corvettes to be entered onto the final turn before turn 15 is now stepping in. Lap number 3 clear. Now here comes lap number 4. Bernas in the BMW C3 GT3 is doing a good run out there to have an update lap time to go faster. 1 minute and 31.888 seconds is doing a good, successful right match to be well achieved and dominate at Interlagos for the Group 3 race to see how a single BMW can actually to do some ongoing efforts to be in the lead. And hold on, looks like the contact just barely called in by SC Kelly in one of the Chevy Corvette by having an accident contact at UDRS Insportec. Drops down from 3rd to 5th. Sakura Kamichiro 2 in the AMG Mercedes is now moving on into 3rd place. One of the Corvette is dropped down onto 4th place after Team Mercedes overtake before entered on hairpin number 1. Now here comes hairpin number 2. SC Kelly in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 is still keeping up to take on with the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3 is doing some hard pack with the defense. go offense with 2 Corvettes, and 1 AMG Mercedes is now having a hard struggle to deal with 2 Corvettes coming from behind. But UDRS Insportec press on to be on Sector 3 to catch up on to SC Kelly with the same car brand to be entered on to turn number 14. Stay on site, keep building up the slipstream to increase the acceleration. Now coming in at the end of the 4th lap, moving on into lap number 5. Very good drill of a racing competition to be on the 2nd season. Coming down onto turn 1 and 2 at the center S. Curva du Sol in turn 3. SC Kelly is still keeping up onto its ropes in the AMG Mercedes in 3rd place. Sakura Kamichiro 2 is still tries to stay defense while 1 Corvette goes offense. And that's the ticket. Team Chevy in 3rd place. No wait, looks like AMG Mercedes-Benz is staying on to be passed through onto the same position before SC Kelly overtakes and push right back in onto the same grid. Mark is doing some good running strategies to do some patient time by a short side-by-side. Now, looks like 2 Corvettes is still gunning in to catch up on to Sakura Kamichiro _2 and the AMG Mercedes GT3 2016 is still tries to keep on to deal with 3 hairpins to be on the consecutive. Gonna have to work hard. The defense is gonna be running out of fumes soon to see how SC Kelly is now take the patient chances to see how further it might go. Take turn 12 and go with number 13. SC Kelly in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3 is now going on for the left side. It might be quite possible to see how Mercedes-Benz is doing some ongoing defense before entered onto lap number 6 after the end of the 5th lap. So let's go dive in again onto turn 1 and 2 at the center S's. UDRS Insportec is still barely tries to keep it up. Be patient and very gentle without having some contact or ignoring track limit with a penalty limitation. Straightaway clear. Now take turn 4 and 5. We'll be giving a good clear point to have a good apex. Alright, there we go. SC Kelly is still doing some good offense while Sakura Kamichiro 2 is still staying on the defense. Gonna have to stay right on top of them. Hairpin number 2 go right in, clear and check, and now aim towards hairpin number 3 again. Nice. Sakura Kamichiro 2 and SC Kelly is still battle out each other to take number 3 spot to be on the bronze, but however, UDRS Insportec has to drive gentle while SC Kelly is in a way to do some friendly contact by the accident. But just gonna have to see how SC Kelly is still really trying to keep up onto its ropes to stay focused on Sakura Kamichiro 2 in the AMG Mercedes-Benz 2016 in the GT3 car class is now entered onto lap number 7 after the end of the 6th. So here comes Insportec, overtakes a same Corvette with a different livery with Bugs Bunny with a Cartoon Network logo in it. That's the ticket. Number 4 spot for UDRS Insportec, and we have a Ford GT LM Spec 2 race car is now entered the scene. How great, excited to see an iconic Gran Turismo 4 race car is now part of the Manufacturers Cup. First time ever to be seen as a debut, but it's going to be a very good, excellent, well driven by a Brazilian Gran Turismo racer. Rodrigo Acasas is now entered on to position number 6 by having a good scene approach to catch up onto SC Kelly in the Chevy Corvette C7 Group 3. Wonderful and doing some excellent 3 American Group 3 car is now doing some excellent ways to see how strategy is all about to have some good racing moments to be on the highlights. So let's continue on to catch up to Sakura Kamichiro _2 in the AMG Mercedes-Benz GT3 2016 is now entered after passing turn 12 before entered onto the 13. Stay on track, UDRS. Pass through onto the penalty line as a landmark before moving on at the end of the 7. But the tire wear on the soft racing compound is going to get much depleted out there to get closer on to 50% and over. Alright, let's go again. Lap number 8. Here we go. Dive down again onto the center S before enter turn 3 at the Curva do Sol. Stay on it. 1.3 seconds up ahead on Sakura Kumichiro _2 for UDRS Insportec in the number 4 spot. SC Kelly is now getting closer to have some exact position to do the opportunity. But hold on, looks like gonna have to avoid the risk. And SC Kelly overtakes Insportec by the recovery along with Rodrigo in a 4GT LM Spec 2 race car is now entered in to get closer for only 0.3 seconds behind. There he is right now, coming from behind at the radar. Gonna have to enter hairpin number 1 before press on to be at hairpin number 2. Alright, there you go. Stay on the line without getting too much aggressive. The tarmac is going to be very hard to handle in the soft racing compound, folks. Keep pushing. 1.5 seconds remaining on SC Kelly in the same Corvette Group 3 class is doing some good effort out there to be entered onto turn number 14 to be in the curve straightaway. But now, UDRS Insportec will have to be facing up with Rodrigo Acauses in the 4GT race car is now currently in the number 6 spot. There he is right now. He's about to go pass in to take the side-by-side before enter lap number 9 and go right in on to turn number 1 at the center S for UDRS Insportec to have a good clear space. Excellent inside corner strategy to see how it goes. But the struggle continues on for Insportec to catch up to SC Kelly in 4th place. Now for taking turn number 4 to do a second chance. Gonna have to stay right in to aim the apex. Keep pushing in, but it's about to get much higher to be reached over on to 2 seconds in the range of gap. Keep going hard right. Now we're coming back onto hairpin number 1. Stay at it. Rodrigo in the 4GT race car Spec 2 is still up ahead to catch up to UDRS Insportec again. But now hairpin number 3 will have to take a hard push. Stay at it. Keep on racing to stay clean for Insportec. Always gonna have to deal with a legendary Gran Turismo 4 race car in the Group 3 class. Now here comes Sector 3 to be on the full curve straightaway to be passed on over, and make sure the fuel usage is now going to be going deeply in about 75% at the remaining. There's Sakura Kumichiro 2 in the Mercedes AMG GT3 is now overtaken from 4th to 6th, and that means SC Kelly is now entered 3rd place as well, along with UDRS Insportec is currently on to the number 4 spot. So that would be possible to have a good achievement to do some new threads of tires. After enter the pits, we'll have to do some suitable chances to switch it up to a different tire compound type. So keep an eye out onto the lap time before turning into red after having some good normal lap time to be on the white. Ten laps down, 9 more to go. And we're going in for having 15 drivers left standing after one Gran Turismo racer have left the lobby. So we have to make sure to keep an eye out that any drivers who has having some hard time might be wait for another chance to go for another race entry to be do another time on to the 3rd round. So how am I doing? Still working great. And now we have Bernas in the BMW C3 GT3 is entered the pits to use the soft racing compound tires. So it might be possible to do some different compound or just gonna have to do it with the same tire type before proceed over onto the next lap. So here comes Tilio Gattilio is now entered on to have a second driver to be entered the pits. The Castrotom Supra is now currently on to the number 3 spot, and wait, looks like SC Kelly is now entered the pits as well. Didn't see that coming. We have 3 drivers is now currently to be switched up with the same tire compound. We'll have to proceed forward, but it might be possible to have a mandatory requirement before you can proceed on to the next lap. So here it is right now. Bernaz in the BMW C3 is coming out at the pits, followed by Rodrigo in the Ford GT race car Spec 2 version from Gran Turismo 4 is now entered onto the number 2 spot. Tito Gattilio 14 in the Castrotom Supra 1997 is now dropped down onto the number 5 spot, followed by La Pointe in 4th place from Canada. UDRS Insportec is still barely trying to keep it up, folks. The tire wear effect on the front right is also to be depleted in about under 50% remaining. Gonna keep it slow and make it quick. Just gonna have to get in the cage at hairpin number 3, take it slow, and re-accelerate in the 2nd gear. Excellent response movement, and enter turn number 12 in sector 3. How excited to see the spectators really love to see UDRS Insportec will have the chance to go on to be in the top 3 spots. But clearly, however, it might be possible to have a chance to go into the pits. That one might have the perfect time to make a call before putting up with some new threads of tires. So let's go and put up with some soft racing tires. We'll be staying onto the same compound type. Quickest way to have the achievement on PlayStation Network is doing the best rare moment to have some trophy earned. Just gonna have to be patient and wait for the crew to get ready to put up with some tire sets and putting up with the same compound. From position number 4 to 12 and going down onto the pit exit to do some good corner at the center X's. Be patient and a good stop duration time in 4.103 seconds. Now it's going down on to position number 11 for UDRS Insportec. But man, tire strategy change is going to be very hard to handle. If I have to make sure, if I could probably have to go endurance with using the hard racing compound tires, we'll be doing the best chance. That will be a very good possibility chance to see how Group 3 cars can actually stay much longer for only a single usage of the hard racing compound tires. But that's how strategy tips might have to do some important notice when you're on Twitter to do some helpful tips or participate in round 3 of the Manufacturers Cup. Especially goes on in the Nations Cup since my absence from round 2 during my training from International B license. But I cannot believe it, it was going to be doing some hard work after from 2 exams from National B and A license tests to do some basic and advanced work before moving on into intermediate. But look at this, you guys, the outlap time is about to go on from white to red. So that's how it might be possible to stay with a different tire compound type will be moved on before taking the next lap. So let's get in there and do some catch up with some several opponents to be on a different position. And here's Mad Max in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept with a standard version, but clearly it might be depends between the standard or a stealth model edition is also to be part as a pre-order, because that might be a very good, excellent, rare car to be as a Vision Gran Turismo car for the RX Vision GT3 concept. Gonna have to take turn number 6 and 7. Stay on track. Now aim towards hairpin number 1 again in about 1.8 seconds. Going 2 seconds. Insportec barely got a lot of good paces to catch up with the Mazda team. And now hairpin number 3 after the second hairpin to press on to go dive in quickly in about 1.2 seconds remaining. Sector 3, here I go. Just gonna have to go forward by the overtake. Build up the slipstream, and here comes Mad Max in the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept with a gray color before being overtaken by UDRS in Sportec. And here comes lap number 14. Better keep it up. 5 more to go by the remaining before the race is about to be over soon. There you go. Right at the number 10 spot for only 9 cars left standing to have 15 participants in the lobby. Aim towards at turn number 4 and entered onto turn 5 after doing a blind corner technique spot. There's PRT_champ from Brazil in the number 9 spot, followed by GM Speed from Canada to have a Stealth Edition version of the Mazda RX Vision GT3. So clearly it might be quite giving a good correct spot for GM Speed to have a good livery design to be similar to be as a standard version. But PRT_champ in a Lamborghini Huracan GT3 with a different livery, just like the original from GT Sport. But wow, I cannot believe it. This livery design of the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 looks very different as you may ever seen from the Grand Central dealership. So let's go on in Sector 3 again to catch up with 2 opponents in about 1.8 seconds to go remaining. Looks like Tito Gattilio in the Castro Tom Supra 1997 is currently in the number 2 spot to go on the comeback. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, lap number 14. Let's go and dive down again in turn 1 at the Senna S's. UDRS in Sportec is going forward to be on the offense to catch up with 2 opponents in the number 8 and 9 position in the RX Vision GT3 concept in the Mazda race car, followed by the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 in a different livery. So now let's go press on in Sector 2 at turn 4 and 5. Let's go rev up onto the high RPM limit to see how faster can the Corvette C7 Group 3 as a UDRS in Sportec to have a good updated version in GT7. But the legend will be soon to be reborn for the United Defensive Reformation Service. It will be looked forward to see how the different livery is going to be turns out to be having a good successful racing achievement spot. That's the ticket for InSportec to be on the number 9 spot. And next up, GM Speed and the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept in the Stealth Model Edition. Let's stay on track, do a good clean overtake, rev up the RPM, and take turn number 13 before entered onto the 14th turn. It was so wonderful to see InSportec is doing the high rev to have a good overtake passing through to have some patient moments. So now 3 more to go before at the end of round 3 in test season 2, while UDRS InSportec barely got a lot of good racing group effort out there with some higher opponents. But looks like GM Speed is still barely trying to go on a defense before InSportec takes the offense. Take the left side before enter the straightaway until turn number 4 comes in. Very good overtake. Now we're having a good astounding moment to pass on at turn 5. There you go. Number 8 for UDRS InSportec to be having a good procedure on turn number 6 and 7. And here comes hairpin number 1 again. Gonna take it because InSportec knows the hairpin strategy in different course layout. Keep it steady. Now, next up is Kay Erickson in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3 is now currently in the number 7 spot. Along with La Pointe in number 6 from Canada is still going on for having a good run out there before at the end of the 16th. So clear from anybody's game to be part of the Group 3 race in the Manufacturers' Cup at Autodromó de Interlagos is doing the best proud Brazilian racing tradition since many race series including Formula 1 and the FIA GT1 World Championship. Okay, that hit the spot. Now let's go on to lap number 17. Keep coming. 5.2 seconds remaining to catch up onto K. Ericsson in the Volkswagen Beetle Group 3. Keep wrap up, UDRS. The spectators are rooting for you to make your way onto the top 5 spot before you can probably have to catch up in about 2 laps remaining. Bernaz is now doing a great job out there to stay ongoing in the lead in the BMW C3 GT3 2013 is going to be doing some good run out there to be on the rightful defense to be ongoing. But not to mention because the Castro Tom Supra in number 2 spot driven by Tito Gattilio 14 is still out there around in the silver position along with Rodrigo Alcácer in the Ford GT race car Spec 2 version from GT4. After passing through onto sector 3 before enter turn 12, pass on to be at turn 13 before coming in again onto turn 14. Lap number 18 for the top 3 drivers is doing a good job out there to see how faster can it go on without having a pit stop endurance. But clearly, it might be possible to have one tire change at the moment because the soft racing compound tires is every Gran Turismo player's biggest recommendation. Besides the hard and medium racing tires is also to be well used to be as a temporarily. But we'll make sure that the mandatory requirement will be coming soon at any moment in GT7. So we have to step things up and keep coming forward for only one more lap to go before the final lap is about to begin. 27 minutes since the race began. Now it's almost 28. Let's see how several opponents can actually try to keep up to each other before it will become a 30-minute limit. So let's kick up the high gear. And here's Lapointe and K. Ericsson in position number 6 and 7. Let's drive smoothly and go again on hairpin number 1. Volkswagen overtakes the Stealth Model Edition of the Mazda RX Vision GT3 concept and now comes in onto the side-by-side and overtakes Volkswagen in about a few more seconds in the range of gap before turning in onto hairpin number 3. Lapointe almost had a chance, folks. Volkswagen doesn't stand a chance. And here comes UDRS Insportec to be on the scene before at the end of Sector 2 before entering Sector 3. Now this will have to take the final lap. We'll be able to begin for the top 3 drivers to take the final stretch to have 3 sectors left standing remaining. Now coming in, UDRS Insportec has a good eyesight with Mazda and Volkswagen before enter the 19th lap, and raise up the banner we go. Keep it steady. Lapointe is now going well achieved on the Senna S, and Insportec of the UDRS livery of the Corvette C7 Group 3 is now pushing forward to be on the high aggressive. Bernaz in the BMW C4 is doing a good job to be in the rightful leading position to stay on track, while Castro Tom Supra in the number 2 spot driven by Tito Gattilio 14 is still keep holding on. And looks like it's Sakura Kumichiro _2 in the AMG Mercedes-Benz 2016 in the GT3 race spec model. There you go, looks like Sakura Kumichiro is now entered at the number 3 spot, and BMW takes it. What a good successful victory win at Interlagos for the Group 3 class. Team BMW wins the race in round 3 in test season 2 of the Manufacturers Cup in the Gran Turismo World Series of the 2022 Exhibition Series. What a very good, fantastic, long endurance race. Good job, you guys. Good job and successful victory complete. Now for the final stretch we go after taking turn 12. Lapointe has been overtaken by UDRS Insportec, and there's the Castro Tom Supra finish in 2nd place. Mercedes-Benz in 3rd place, followed by the 4th and 5th place driver is now entered to be on the checker flag, and K. Ericsson in the number 6 spot at the end, especially for UDRS Insportec, have finished 7th place. Now that's competition, folks. Now that's a very good 30-minute race time to be at Interlagos. Good job, and a very good successful race achieved to be on the good part of the racing highlights of the FIA Gran Turismo Championship of the Manufacturers Cup. 10 seconds left before the race ends, so the results will be confirmed. Alright, looks like not bad at all. Not bad at all. Boy, what a long day, folks. Clean race to be well achieved in the number 7 spot. So that's how Team Chevy of the United Defensive Reformation Service always had a good role as a challenger to step things up a bit. Now, very good to have some clean race bonus, adding up with 100,000 credits to be putting up with some daily workouts. Roulette ticket is now received as a reward, save a replay, and a good job to have a good race outcome for today's race, folks. Bernas in the BMW C4 GT3 2011 takes a good podium in the number 1 spot, but clearly the year model is also to be labeled as the 2011 to be well used for Bernas from Brazil. Tito Gattilio 14 in the Toyota Castrotom Supra GT500 1997 did an absolutely great job in 2nd place to have a single GT500 race car for the Group 3 class. And for Sakura Kumichiro _2 in the Mercedes AMG GT3 2016, great job. Way to keep things up and push hard to overtake the Ford GT LM Race Car Spec 2 version from GT4. So now, let's go congratulations to the top 3 drivers by doing some typing on the keyboard. One moment please. Okay, Kumichio. Alright, there you go. Leave a message as a chat. So it was a lot of hard work out there for today's race, folks. So I'll make sure I'll have to go endurance this time without having a pit stop. But it might be possible to have a good watchable eye on the tire wear when it gets red. But hopefully it'll have to do much harder this time to do some practice before at the end of round 3. So replay is already saved, so that's competition is going to be a very good place to start out to be at Interlagos. It was a lot of fun out there in round 3 to see the BMW C4 GT3 2011 in action by having a good ongoing first place by a non-stop. How awesome is that to see one driver to have a different manufacturer Group 3 car to take action without being overtaken from 2nd place. So right now, round 4 will be coming up to be at high speed ring for the Group 4 class. One of the Gran Turismo's legendary racetrack is about to go on to go faster with 6 turns to be on the corner. Are you guys very excited about high speed ring? Yes, we are. But this will be the scheduled event date on April 6, 2022. Now, after I receive a 3-star roulette ticket after a daily workout complete, let's go back to the garage and open up one gift will be available to have a one good chance. But it's going to be a very good different opportunity to have a different kind of a ticket whenever it depends on the 4-star, 5-star, and 6-star of the roulette ticket, but it's going to be a very good ultra rare for every Gran Turismo players who also got it. So now, let's go and have a 3-star roulette is about to go used. So close to get the Renault Sport Megane Trophy safety car, but 5,000 credits will be added to my balance, will be going up. There you go. Yep. I'm always gonna have to try harder next time after having a roulette ticket for the next day. But I'll have to make sure to get ready for round 3 of the Nations Cup after I do an absent from round 2 from yesterday. But man, I am so close that I just missed out all the best action to be on the Gr.3 class in a different racetrack at Sardinia Road Track A. But I'll have to remind myself because late afternoon schedule is going to be the first race entry. Will have to be participate at any time. Thank you for watching on my video in Gran Turismo 7 folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notifications on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. And don't forget to follow me on any social media platforms like DeepNetArt, Instagram, GT Planet, Twitter, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video.